Hello, and today I'm Chaplain Chris Underwood. I'm the Wing Chaplain here at Beale Air Force Base, and I am sitting with Chaplain First Lieutenant Brandon Adney. And it's good to have you with me this morning. We're going to share some information about the process to requesting a religious accommodation. All right, so Chaplain Adney, I have a religious belief that I feel that prohibits me from getting a vaccine or whatever. What's the first step?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. Many airmen just come directly to the chaplains telling us they have this religious belief or personal belief that they would like a religious accommodation in order to not receive the COVID vaccine. But if you're looking at going through this process, the first step is actually to get with your chain of command, to go to your squadron commander or unit commander, and from him or her you'll receive an MFR, and you'll fill out that MFR, and that is where the process begins. As soon as you speak with your squadron commander and you get that MFR, it begins a 30-day process, and that is where it all begins.
Okay, so does it begin when I get the MFR or when I submit the MFR to my commander?
As soon as you receive that MFR and fill it out and submit it, that is when that 30-day countdown inaugurates and begins.
Okay, so it starts when I submit it, when the commander receives that document to me.
Yes.
Okay.
And you want to put your thought and effort into that MFR to make sure that you have all the pertinent information necessary that will be evaluated as you begin this process.
All right. So next steps. What does my commander do once he receives that MFR?
So the next step in the process, once the squadron commander receives the MFR for the religious accommodation request for the COVID-19 vaccine, the squadron commander will get in touch with the chaplain corps, and you will have an interview scheduled with the chaplain here on base. The chaplain ultimately doesn't have the authority to either approve or disapprove a religious accommodation request. That power is with MAJCOM, but the chaplain does advise the squadron commander regarding the request on the content of the religiously held belief. So we put the airmen through an interview. We'll ask intentional questions that have already been prepared beforehand in order to get a better understanding of the religious held belief and better understand the airmen's religious background, their practice, and how that might influence whether or not they should or should not be able to take the COVID-19 vaccine.
So Chaplain Adney, why do I have to approval from the MAJCOM?
Well, getting approval from the MAJCOM commander is not necessarily a new practice. The MAJCOM commander has been the approval authority since before the COVID-19 vaccine even came along. And you can see this according to AFI 48-110, dated 16th of February 2018. The MAJCOM commander is the designated approval and revocation authority for temporary immunization exemptions. This is pertaining to all vaccines, not necessarily just the COVID vaccine, whether it's the flu vaccine, smallpox vaccine, tetanus, etc.
Chaplain Adney, so in the interview, what should I expect?
Yeah, the interview with the chaplain is nothing to have anxiety over, to stress about. It's just an opportunity for the airmen to share their deeply held religious beliefs so that the chaplain can be better informed as they advise the leadership on the decisions to make moving forward with whether or not the religious accommodation should be granted or not with receiving the COVID-19 vaccine.
So Chaplain, what is a personal belief?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. A personal belief is something that someone considers to be true, and it can really be anything. For example, in the case of whether it be the COVID-19 vaccine, someone can have the personal belief that the mandate is not a lawful order, even though it is. Other related beliefs might be someone not wanting to get the vaccine because they personally believe that they are somehow immune to it, or that the vaccine maybe has some sort of harmful substance in it, or they might believe because of political motives that they may have, which would support them wanting or not wanting to receive the vaccine.
So Chaplain Adney, after I submitted my document to my unit commander and then I've met with the chaplain, what else can I expect and what is the process after that?
So once you complete the interview with the chaplain will take the content of that interview and write up an MFR to be submitted to the squadron commander. You'll also have a meeting with your medical provider, who will also provide an MFR to the squadron commander. So the airman's MFR, the squadron commander's MFR, the chaplain's MFR, and the medical provider's MFR will all be gathered together and be submitted to the wing chaplain as a part of the religious resolution team.
Okay.
Once these 4 MFRs are submitted to the religious resolution team, they gather together in order to review the package.
So, Chaplain Adney, who makes up the religious resolution team?
That's a great question. So at the installation level, the commander, senior installation chaplain, public affairs officer, and staff judge advocate make up the team. But for issues involving medical exemptions for religious reasons, the team must also include a medical provider. The commander may also additionally add, for subject matter experts, equal opportunity and safety.
All right, and so during this meeting, what did they discuss?
All the subject matter experts are going to share any concerns they have regarding the safety of approving the religious accommodation request. The wing chaplain, as the lead for the religious resolution team, will write the memorandum to the decision authority detailing the religious resolution team's recommendation and any dissenting views from the others.
So once the unit commander or the squadron commander receives all these documents, then what does he do?
So the squadron commander will submit the package to the judge advocate for a legal review. Once that process is done, they'll submit it to the wing commander for review, who will then send it up to 16th Air Force for review, who will then finally send it up to MAGCOM for final review and either approval or denial. So after the religious accommodation request package is reviewed by MAGCOM, you'll be notified by your squadron commander whether it's been approved or denied. If it is denied, you can still appeal it by having it sent to your squadron commander, who will send it to the medical training facility, who will then send it up to the Surgeon General for review. This appeal process also requires you to submit a new MFR that is included in your denial package.
So on behalf of your Reckittail Chapel, we want to thank you for listening today. Thanks so much to Chaplain Adney for joining us and helping us with this clarification. And we hope you have a nice day. Thank you.